Hey, so come and hang out with me as I go through my 2025 goal planner. I hope you can see it or not. Goal planner. I'm going to talk out loud as I go through this. This is part of clearing some of that clutter. And I want to talk out loud if I hit my goals or if I didn't hit my goals. Because when we say things out loud, it moves us forward. And it also brings awareness and acknowledgement to what we did or did not do. So I'm sitting here in my home office. I don't use it very often at all, maybe once or twice a month. Today is Sunday, and so I'm just going to go through. This is my time for reflection. It's scheduled on my calendar for 2 o'clock. It's currently 1:57 p.m. So if you don't have a goal booklet that you actually put together to tell yourself like what to do, I'm going to encourage that, and it's broken down by sections. I don't know if you can see that. Sections, but it's actually broken down even further in the back. Let me get to it. By month. That's what I'm trying to say. Is by month. And it's so far broken down. So like here's September and October, and it's broken down by focus area and task. And that's really helpful. So here we go. We're going to go through. And if you want help with this, I'm open to it. Let's jump on and just kind of focus through it together. Got my coffee house music playing in the background. That's from Spotify. Shouldn't be too loud for you guys. So what I did is I had wrote a vivid vision for my company. I spoke it all into ChatGPT. So I used it as a tool. And that came from somebody else coaching me along that process. Client growth goals were increase revenue clients from 90 to 130 by December 25th through targeted marketing campaigns and an exceptional service delivery. The measurable was to add at least 10 reoccurring clients per quarter. Now that's extremely reasonable in the cleaning industry. The achievable was to launch 4 seasonal promotions and 2 referral programs throughout the year to generate leads and conversations. The relevant side of this, so what it's spelling out, if you haven't caught on, is SMART, because we wanted SMART goals. Relevant was growing the client base, aligns with the company's vision of sustainable growth and increased revenue. Time bound, because that's the T in SMART, is to achieve the goal by December 31, 2025. So you may have seen my YouTube, I think it was just yesterday actually, where I shut down my smaller location, which had over 100,000 in revenue per year. It was closer to 180 revenue per year, and it housed almost 30 reoccurring clients. So you hear the goal was for us to hit 90 reoccurring clients, or to go from 90 to 130 reoccurring clients, but we also took a loss of 30 reoccurring clients. So I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this. That was not planned as part of this. So the monthly task, this is where we broke it down into what we were going to do. So I'm just going to run through those. So January was relaunch email campaigns to past clients and leads. February was launch a referral program and implement personalized thank you gifts. That got costly, by the way. March is begin spring marketing campaigns targeting local families. July is advertise summer promotions via digital and community outreach. I'm going to tell you how that went. October, noticing these are not in order also. October is execute holiday cleaning promotions and gift card sales. And you're thinking, why the heck would you do that in October? That's the planning phase. We're getting ready so that it can launch, because this said execute the holiday cleaning promotions. It didn't say launch. Okay. The team expansion goals, SMART. Okay. So this is SMART. The first section was what? Client growth. Now we're talking about team expansion. Recruit, hire, and onboard 3 new team members by March 2025. We have those, by the way. Measurable was conduct interviews and onboard one team member per month starting in January. Achievable, use recruitment platforms and community networks to source candidates. Relevant, a larger team is essential for handling increased client demand and achieving the company's growth goals. Complete hiring by March 31, 2025. Monthly task, post job ads, conduct interviews, and onboard the first hire. Continue recruitment efforts and onboard the second hire. Finalize hiring with a third member and provide training. Operational efficiency goals was refine scheduling processes to improve team productivity and service delivery by May 2025. Audit current schedule systems in Q1 and implement updates by Q2. Use feedback from team and clients to identify bottlenecks and solutions. Efficient scheduling ensures client satisfaction and team effectiveness. And it was time bound by doing this by May the 31st. So here was the task for operations. Collect feedback from staff and clients on current scheduling issues. Research and test new scheduling tools or methods. And then train team and update scheduling systems and monitoring results. And then we go into marketing. Then we go into financials. And then we go into community engagement. So I'm giving you some topics now since I've gave you all the examples. Team development goals, what that looked like. So those were all of my focus areas. And then we broke it down. January. Onboard and train 3 new team members with a focus on company values and service standards. And I'm going to mark these off as we go. So that one was done. Relaunch email campaigns targeting past clients and leads from 24 through marketing efforts. That one was done. Schedule 3 team training sessions for new hires focused on client care and cleaning techniques. That was done. Write and send 2 email campaigns, one for past clients and one for new prospective. It was done for the past, but not for the new prospects. So over here, I have a clean notepad where I'm going to write the things that we missed so I can incorporate that. But as I'm going through this, I'm also identifying what worked well and what didn't work well. And if it didn't work well, why? Maybe I need to tweak that a little bit. So as a business mentor and strategist, I look into the why. Why did it not work well? Are we monitoring something that needs to be tweaked a little bit? Are we monitoring it wrong? Should we be doing it completely different? Okay, so I'm going to write that down. New prospects. I used to do this on a whiteboard, and I have gotten rid of the whiteboard because I realized I would put it on there and it would just sit there, or I'd need the space and I'd erase it and then I'd move it to paper. So now I put it on paper, and then that goes in the notebook that I'm currently using. So I can flip through it. I can see it. It's always with me because I always have an emergency notebook with me. But also any ideas that come to me. So new prospects. New prospects gets half a page. My next item of business is going to go down here because I want to keep adding to it and think about it and start deciding, what do I want with new prospects? What worked well? What didn't work well? Where did we spend money where we didn't get a return on our investment? And where did we spend money where we saw an increased return on investment? These are the questions to start asking yourself to be able to start building that out. Okay. Offer quarterly gifts for reoccurring clients as part of a retention strategy. That got expensive to where it's when you have 90 to 100 reoccurring clients and you're trying to send gifts quarterly, that's a lot. That is 400 gifts a year that you're spending money on. So that was not a valuable idea, but instead we did something that would cost us less money but offer more value to the client. Schedule one-on-one check-ins with team members to discuss their growth opportunities and their satisfaction with their role. And we also get their feedback. And those one-on-one check-ins happen twice a year. I think I'd like to do that quarterly. So I'm going to add on here, we're going to call this team members. Okay, and then in this section, I switched to pencil because I make a lot of errors when I write things, but I'm going to switch to pencil and I'm going to write my one-on-one check-ins, and I'm going to put on here that I want this to be done monthly. we're really working on helping our team members reach goals, and I feel like a monthly check-in would be beneficial. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. I have team members and the one-on-one check-in. All right, moving forward. Begin planning spring marketing. So I'm gonna write, you guessed it, marketing. Uh-oh, I had 2 pieces of paper. Okay, so now we're in the marketing ideas. Marketing. Campaigns to attract new clients. Research and order small gifts for reoccurring clients. Again, like I mentioned, that was pretty costly. Draft ideas for spring marketing campaigns focusing on referral incentives. Referral incentives did not work. So I'm going to write referrals under the did not work column. And then I'm going to be specific because when I'm looking back at this, what did not work? Referrals, and it is a 20% off incentive. Did not work. Okay, and you're wondering what that looks like, so I just made a little column right here and wrote what it was. Moving forward, here we go. Launch a referral campaign. This is a whole nother month here. Launch a referral campaign offering discounts or perks for successful referrals. Again, you just heard me mention that didn't work. Develop relationships with local organizations to promote our cancer cleaning program. I did that. That worked really well, except we got so many we couldn't handle them. But that's still going to go under marketing, and I'm going to put on here what worked well and what didn't work well. And I'll come back to that for time purposes here. Identify areas of improvement in the onboarding process based on the January hire. So this is for March. We're looking back from when we did the hiring in January and what needed to change. So I'm going to put hiring as a new tab, subject for us to work on. Design and distribute referral campaign materials through email, flyers, and social media. The next task was reach out to 3 local organizations about potential collaborations. That goes under marketing. And 3 local organizations, when you think about that, when I think back about that, I was able to do that. It wasn't in March. It was actually delayed closer towards April, but I did start that process. Revise onboarding materials and training sessions for future hires. April was community engagement. So this is where I actually started the community engagement and potential collaborations. Host a spring cleaning promotion to attract new clients and boost revenue. That doesn't work because we always do that. And we are typically on a waiting list for clients to get in anyway. Hold a team building event to celebrate Q1 achievements and foster company culture. That was fantastic. We had a great time. Everyone loved it and wanted to do it more often. So I'm going to go back to team members because I remember that worked so well. I'm going to flip back to the team members section and I'm going to put on here the quarterly achievement parties. We also give awards at our company, and this is a great time to honor those that have perfect attendance, to honor those that have, we do a NPS score, Net Promoter Score. They have to have a certain percentage to remain employed here. That's a great time to mention those that are in the lead or that have held like a 90, 95, or a perfect score, and be able to go over with others what that looks like. Also, this is a great time to mention the 5-star reviews that they have gotten through Google. So there's some team member ideas for you there. Okay. Next. Where was I? Down here. Send personalized thank you notes to clients who participated in the referral program. Stamps are almost like 75 cents a piece right now. And we were sending handwritten letters. Actually, I have a copy. Looks just like this. And on the inside, it is handwritten. So this is one to me from a fantastic group of people. But this is very similar. So we were handwriting. And when you bring on over 10 clients a month, somebody has to sit down and write those out. The efficiency of writing that out takes about 30 minutes plus stamping, addressing, and mailing the envelopes out. So although it cost about 30 total minutes, we also have a feedback loop where we were missing some people. And so we've got to get better at efficiency on that. So I'm going to write a note about better efficiency there. Advertise spring promotions, plan and schedule, launch parties, or it says lunch, not launch. Plan and schedule lunch parties or fun activities, and then consider emailing the thank you notes. In May, audit scheduling process to ensure optimal productivity. Refine client tracking system to improve communication and follow-ups. Assess training needs for existing staff and schedule additional sessions if needed. Training is very important to us here. It is obviously part of our accountability with our core values. And so going back and looking at this, we did create an entire new training system, onboarded our own modules for our team to be able to log into. And in fact, now we're moving some of those to microplays and being able to give them access in a direct portal. So I'm halfway through the year here, and this is where I'm going to stop because I want to keep your brain proactively thinking and going forward. What could you do for your company? What could you do for your business? But if you don't actually sit down and go over the things that you have set up for your company, how do you know if you're hitting the marks or not? So as I'm looking through here, because we evaluate ours every single month, I have check marks. So at the first of the month and the beginning of the month and end of the month, we go through, me, meaning I, because my company is pretty small in comparison to a lot of these other companies that I work with and for, but we go back through and we check off, did we actually complete that goal? What did that look like? And if we didn't hit it, why did we not hit it? This, having a SMART goal system for our company, has actually kept me on track, and it's gave me more purpose within my company to sit down and go over our strategic growth plan. Okay, so at the beginning I said we lost 30 reoccurring clients and about 180 in revenue. We shut down one of our smaller locations. When we shut that down, that took a huge loss for us. Our annual revenue, my screensaver's on, let me pull it back up. Our annual revenue goal, even losing 180,000 in revenue, I want to tell you how far off from our end of the year goal we are. If I would not have had a strategic plan in place, we would not have still hit our goal. In fact, we have currently, we just updated the books on the 9th. They get updated again on the 16th. We update them every Wednesday. As of right now, we are 39,000 over our end of the year goal. And you're thinking, how did you do it with $180,000 loss? That's a conversation for another day. A lot of planning and a lot of strategy. And our client count as of today is back to our original number of 90 reoccurring clients. In fact, the month that we shut down the company, we were able to instantly start gaining clients because we already had marketing plans in place. We increased our marketing efforts across many different platforms. And I say many, it was like 3. In print, digital, and Google, which is digital. And me personally bringing on clients that had reached out to us through email campaigns in the past and being able to regenerate a conversation with them. We did not take a loss. The month that we shut down the company, by the end of the month, we had already gained 7 reoccurring clients, and we did not miss those 30 reoccurring clients because by the next month, so a month and a half, we had already made it up due to our marketing efforts. So there's a lot of strategy that went into that. If we're going to close it down, what's that going to look like? And we went through and wrote it on paper. In fact, I remember being on vacation and just saying, God, guide the way. And he just kept pulling it from me like, you're not going to keep it open. And I'm telling you that, you're just not listening. And looking at our end of the year goals, we are on track to surpass our goal, which we've already surpassed, by almost $93,000 total. Okay. So looking at where I thought God had us, and after shutting down and losing $180,000 in revenue, we never took a financial loss for that. There are strategies in place. There were upsells, there were deep cleanings, but we never took a loss. In fact, we surpassed our annual goal for both companies. We're currently past it by 39,000, and we're headed to almost 96,000. I think it was 96,000 by the end of the year. So if you're feeling a little frustrated and you're feeling like, shoot, I need help, I want you to reach out to me. I want you to ask your questions, because I can't help you if I don't know what your questions are. I cannot get on here and talk every day about every situation that I come across or what I talk about with my clients. But I just thought, since today is one of my focus days on my company and our 2026 goals is what we're starting to work on, you've got to stop and reflect back. And the reflecting back, we don't mention a whole lot. We don't talk about what we did. So if you're feeling a little stuck, I hope going through and telling you the SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, those SMART goals are what literally keeps you on track. And if you need help, use ChatGPT as a tool. If you're like, what the heck's the prompt to put into ChatGPT? Let's talk about it. Talking about it is going to help you move your business forward. And I'm not a huge fan of ChatGPT. I can't say it. But I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know how to use it appropriately, so I'm not a huge fan of it. But when it came to SMART goals, I had someone that sat down with me and helped me last year. And this has literally been my Bible. I pull it back out every single month. It lives in a binder, actually. And I pull it out every single month, and I'm like, let's go through. What am I working on this month? And then I have my review and reflect days, the beginning of the month and the end of the month. And then writing my notes about what worked well, what didn't work well, where are we going to change, has really moved us forward. Shutting down that $180,000 portion of my company could have been devastating if I would not have had goals in place and stayed on track. So I hope this has been helpful. Feel free, jump in my inbox. I'm going to move you guys real quick, but jump in my inbox. Let me know what I can do to help you, because that's what I'm here for. I am a business mentor. I focus on strategy, and I am One Layer Deep certified to help you simplify things within your company. It shouldn't be hard. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one.